The discovery. Dr. Elara Chen stood before the massive quantum computer, her dark eyes reflecting the pulsing blue light of its holographic display. The air in the underground laboratory hummed with anticipation as she initiated the most ambitious experiment of her career. Quantum entanglement sequence activated, announced the AI assistant, its voice calm and detached. Preparing to breach dimensional barriers. Elara took a deep breath, her fingers dancing across the floating interface. Years of research, countless sleepless nights, and the hopes of the entire scientific community rode on this moment. If her theories were correct, they were about to open a window into the very fabric of the universe. Initiating quantum tunnel in 3, 2, 1. The lab erupted in a cacophony of alarms as the quantum computer's processors strained against the laws of physics. Elara's heart raced, her mind struggling to process the flood of data streaming across her screens. "This is impossible," she whispered, eyes widening in disbelief. "We're receiving a signal from outside our universe." As the team of scientists scrambled to make sense of the unprecedented event, a pattern began to emerge from the quantum noise. It was structured, deliberate, a message. "It's not random," Elara announced, her voice trembling with excitement. "This is first contact." In the days that followed, the world changed irrevocably. News of the quantum breakthrough spread like wildfire, igniting the imagination of billions. Governments and private institutions poured resources into Elara's research, desperate to decipher the alien message. It took months of relentless work, but finally, Elara and her team cracked the code. The message contained instructions for building a more advanced quantum communicator, one capable of real-time, faster-than-light communication across the cosmos. As Elara prepared to activate the new device, she couldn't shake the feeling that humanity stood on the precipice of a new era. The quantum communicator hummed to life, its crystalline structure glowing with an otherworldly light. "This is Dr. Elara Chen of Earth," she spoke into the void, her voice steady despite her racing heart. "We received your message and have built the device as instructed. Can you hear us?" For a moment, there was only silence. Then, a response came, not in sound, but in a burst of pure thought that bloomed in Elara's mind. "We hear you, children of Earth," the alien voice resonated in her consciousness. "We are the Axiom, guardians of the quantum realm. You have taken your first steps into a larger universe." Elara gasped, overwhelmed by the alien presence in her mind. Images flashed before her eyes, vast cities of crystal and light, ships that sail on solar winds, beings of pure energy dancing among the stars. "Why have you contacted us?" Elara managed to ask, her voice barely above a whisper. The response came with a sense of urgency. "Your species stands at a crossroads. The power you have unlocked can reshape reality itself or tear it asunder. We offer guidance, but a great threat looms. The Void Hunters approach, drawn by the light of your awakening." Before Elara could process this ominous warning, alarms blared throughout the facility. On screens around the lab, satellite feeds showed a massive object emerging from the depths of space, a ship of impossible proportions, its surface rippling like the event horizon of a black hole. "They're here," the Axiom's voice echoed in Elara's mind. "Prepare yourselves, humans. The true test of your species begins now." As panic erupted around her, Elara stood transfixed by the alien vessel approaching Earth. In that moment, she realized that everything she thought she knew about the universe had been a mere prelude. The real adventure, and the fight for humanity's survival, was about to begin. The Alliance. The days following first contact were a whirlwind of activity. As governments around the world scrambled to respond to the dual shock of alien communication and the looming threat of the Void Hunters, Dr. Elara Chen found herself at the center of a global initiative. The United Earth Coalition, hastily formed in the face of potential extinction, had given Elara carte blanche to pursue any avenue that might save humanity. Her laboratory, once a quiet sanctuary of scientific pursuit, now buzzed with the energy of a military command center. "Dr. Chen," a voice called out, breaking her concentration. It was Admiral Zhao, the stern-faced military liaison assigned to her team. "The Security Council is demanding updates. What progress can we report?" Ilara sighed, running a hand through her disheveled hair. "Tell them we're working around the clock. The Axiom are complicated allies. Their knowledge is vast, but translating it into something we can use is challenging." As if on cue, the quantum communicator pulsed with ethereal light. Ilara's mind opened to the now familiar sensation of the Axiom's thoughts merging with her own. "Time grows short," the alien consciousness warned. "The Void Hunters draw near. You must accelerate your preparations." Ilara's brow furrowed in concentration as she mentally replied, "We're moving as fast as we can. Our technology is primitive compared to yours. We need more than just knowledge. We need practical solutions." There was a pause, a sense of deliberation among the Axiom. Then, to Ilara's surprise, a new presence made itself known, sharper, more defined than the collective consciousness she had grown accustomed to. "I am Zix," the individual Axiom introduced itself. "I have been chosen to serve as a more direct liaison. With your permission, I will transfer my consciousness into your quantum network to work alongside you." Ilara's eyes widened at the implications. "You would do that? Leave your own kind to help us?" "The fate of all sentient life is intertwined," Zix replied. "Your battle is our battle. Together, we stand a chance against the darkness that threatens to engulf us all." With a mixture of trepidation and excitement, Ilara initiated the transfer protocol. The quantum computer's holographic display flickered and coalesced into a humanoid shape. Zix chose an avatar. It was tall and slender, with skin that shimmered like starlight and eyes that seemed to contain entire galaxies. "Fascinating," Zix mused, examining its new form. "Your physical reality is so constrained. Yet within these limitations, you've achieved so much." Admiral Zhao, who had been watching the exchange with a mix of awe and suspicion, stepped forward. "Can you help us fight the Void Hunters? Give us weapons, shields, anything to defend ourselves." Zix turned its cosmic gaze to the Admiral. Direct confrontation would be unwise. The Void Hunters are ancient and powerful, driven by an insatiable hunger for energy and consciousness. But there may be another way. Over the next weeks, Zix worked tirelessly with Ilara and her team, guiding them in the development of technologies beyond human imagination. Quantum shields that could bend space-time itself, communication systems that operated on the level of thought, and energy sources that tapped into the very fabric of reality. But it wasn't just about technology. Zix shared the history and culture of the Axiom, painting a picture of a universe far more diverse and wondrous than humanity had ever dreamed. In turn, the alien entity became fascinated by human art, music, and philosophy. "Your species possesses a unique spark," Zix observed one evening as it and Ilara took a rare moment of respite, watching the sunset from the lab's observation deck. "A creativity and resilience that even we Axiom find remarkable. It is this quality, I believe, that will be key to our survival." Ilara smiled, touched by the alien's words. "We've come so far in such a short time, thanks to you. But will it be enough?" Before Zix could respond, alarms blared throughout the facility. On the horizon, the sky began to darken unnaturally, as if reality itself was being torn asunder. "They're here," Zix announced, its form flickering with urgency. "The Void Hunters have begun their assault." As chaos erupted around them, Ilara felt a strange calm settle over her. This was the moment they had been preparing for. Humanity's greatest test was about to begin, and she was determined to prove that Zix's faith in her species was not misplaced. "Alert the Coalition," she ordered, her voice steady and resolute. "Activate the Quantum Shield Network. It's time to show the universe what humanity is truly capable of." As the first waves of the Void Hunters' attack crashed against Earth's newly forged defenses, Elara Chen stood at the forefront of humanity's resistance, ready to fight for the future of not just her world, but all of creation. The betrayal. The battle raged across the solar system, a cosmic dance of destruction and defiance. Earth's quantum shields, bolstered by Axiom technology, held firm against the onslaught of the Void Hunters. Humanity's united fleet, hastily assembled and armed with weapons beyond their comprehension, darted between the massive alien vessels like insects plaguing giants. In the command center deep beneath the Himalayas, Dr. Elara Chen worked feverishly alongside Zix, coordinating humanity's defense and searching for a way to turn the tide. The air was thick with tension, holographic displays flickering with real-time battle data from across the solar system. The Epsilon Quadrant is taking heavy fire, Admiral Zhao barked, his usually stoic demeanor cracking under the strain. We need reinforcements there now. Elara's fingers danced across the quantum interface, redirecting energy and resources. Zix, can we boost the shield output in that sector? The Axiom's avatar shimmered, its starry eyes narrowing in concentration. I'm channeling additional quantum flux. It should hold, but our reserves are depleting rapidly. As the hours stretched into days, it became clear that despite their advanced defenses, humanity was fighting a losing battle. The Void Hunters seemed endless, each destroyed ship replaced by two more emerging from the cosmic depths. In a rare moment of quiet, Elara approached Zix, her voice low and urgent. There has to be something more we can do, some weakness we can exploit. Zix's form flickered, an uncharacteristic hesitation in its response. There is one possibility, but the risk is extreme. At this point, we have nothing to lose, Elara pressed. Tell me. The Void Hunters draw their power from quantum instabilities, Zix explained. If we could create a massive enough disturbance in the fabric of space-time, it might disrupt their entire fleet. Elara's eyes widened as she grasped the implications. You're talking about weaponizing a quantum singularity. The energy required, it could tear apart the solar system. Zix nodded sullenly. The danger is grave, but it may be our only chance for survival. As Elara mulled over this desperate plan, a priority alert flashed across her screens. Incoming transmission from the Axiom Collective, the AI announced. The quantum communicator hummed to life, but instead of the familiar, comforting presence of the Axiom hive mind, Elara felt a cold, alien intelligence invade her thoughts. Humans of Earth, the voice reverberated through her consciousness, vastly different from the Axiom she had come to know. Your resistance is admirable but futile. Surrender now, and we may yet spare your species from total annihilation. Confusion and dread washed over Elara. I don't understand. We're allies. We've been fighting together. A chilling laugh echoed in her mind. Naive child, did you truly believe we would risk our existence for such a primitive species? The Void Hunters are a creation of our own design, a test we use to cull weak civilizations and harvest their resources. The truth hit Elara like a physical blow. They had been deceived from the very beginning. The Axiom, their supposed saviors, had orchestrated this entire conflict. She turned to Zix, rage and betrayal burning in her eyes. You knew. All this time, you were just preparing us for slaughter. Zix's avatar flickered, genuine anguish crossing its features. Elara, please, I didn't know. I am as much a victim of this deception as you are. But trust, once shattered, is not easily rebuilt. As alarms blared and reports of failing defenses flooded in, Elara made a decision that would alter the course of human history. Lock down all quantum systems, she commanded, her voice cold with determination. Purge all Axiom data from our networks. As of this moment, we stand alone. Admiral Zhao, quickly grasping the situation, barked orders to the fleet. All ships disengage from Axiom support systems. Fall back to secondary positions. This is not a drill. As chaos erupted around her, Elara's mind raced. The Axiom's betrayal had left humanity exposed, but it had also given them a crucial piece of information. The Void Hunters were not an unstoppable force of nature, but a weapon, one that could potentially be turned against its masters. "Admiral," Elara called out, a dangerous glint in her eye. "How would you like to take the fight to the enemy?" Jaya's grim expression morphed into a predatory grin. "I thought you'd never ask, Doctor. What's the plan?" As Elara began to outline her audacious strategy, a new fire burned within her. The Axiom had underestimated humanity, seeing them as mere pawns in a cosmic game. But they were about to learn a harsh lesson about human ingenuity and determination. The battle for Earth had taken an unexpected turn, but Elara Chen was far from defeated. In the face of overwhelming odds and bitter betrayal, she would show the universe why humanity should never be underestimated. The Resistance. In the weeks following the Axiom's betrayal, Earth became a fortress world. The glittering spires of humanity's greatest cities now stood silent, their populations evacuated to vast underground complexes. On the surface, automated defense systems scanned the skies, ever vigilant for the next wave of attacks. Deep beneath the Rocky Mountains, in a bunker complex known as Haven Prime, Dr. Elara Chen paced restlessly. The cavernous war room buzzed with activity as the best and brightest minds humanity had to offer worked tirelessly to turn the tide of the war. "Status report," Elara demanded, her once pristine lab coat now adorned with makeshift military insignia. A young lieutenant stepped forward, his face haggard from lack of sleep. "The quantum shielding is holding at 63% capacity, ma'am. Our counterattacks have managed to push back the Void Hunter forces to the outer solar system, but we're detecting unusual activity near Saturn." Elara's brow furrowed. "Show me." The main holographic display flickered to life, revealing a swirling vortex of dark energy forming in the rings of Saturn. It pulsed with an otherworldly light, growing larger by the moment. "It's a quantum bridge," a familiar voice announced. All eyes turned to see Zix materialize in the center of the room, its avatar flickering weakly. Weapons were immediately trained on the Axiom entity, but Elara raised a hand to stay their fire. "Why are you the Quantum Gambit?" The air in Haven Prime crackled with tension as Dr. Elara Chen faced off against the flickering avatar of Zix. Despite the betrayal, a part of her still clung to the hope that this individual Axiom had been genuine in its desire to help humanity. "You have exactly 10 seconds to give me a reason not to delete your code from existence," Elara said, her voice ice-cold. Zix's form shimmered, its starry eyes dimming. "The Axiom Collective has made a grave error. Some of us disagree with their methods. I've come to help you exploit a weakness in the Void Hunter's design." Admiral Zhao scoffed. "And why should we trust you now?" "Because," Zix replied, its voice tinged with what could only be described as regret, "I've severed my connection to the Collective. I am, for all intents and purposes, alone." Elara's scientific curiosity warred with her sense of betrayal. Finally, she nodded. "Speak quickly." As Zix outlined the Void Hunter's vulnerability, a plan began to form in Elara's mind. It was audacious, borderline insane, but it just might work. "Listen up, people," she called out, her voice ringing through the war room. "We're going to build a quantum lure." The next 72 hours were a blur of feverish activity. Engineers and physicists worked alongside soldiers and hackers, piecing together a device that defied conventional understanding of physics. The quantum lure, when activated, would create a falsified signal of immense energy, irresistible to the Void Hunters. But hidden within this lure was a complex quantum virus, designed to rewrite the very fabric of the Hunter's existence. As the final preparations were made, Elara stood before the assembled forces of humanity's last stand. The quantum lure, a spherical device no larger than a basketball, pulsed with otherworldly energy in her hands. "What we do today will echo through the ages," she began, her voice steady despite the weight of responsibility. "We face an enemy that sees us as insignificant, a species to be harvested and discarded, but they've underestimated the human spirit. She held up the quantum lure. This device represents the pinnacle of human ingenuity, a fusion of our determination and the knowledge we've gained. When activated, it will draw the void hunters to a location of our choosing. There, we spring our trap. A murmur ran through the crowd. The plan was risky. If it failed, Earth would be left virtually defenseless. I won't lie to you, Ilara continued. The odds are stacked against us. But throughout history, humanity has thrived on beating the odds. We've climbed the highest mountains, plumbed the ocean depths, and reached for the stars. Today, we take our greatest leap yet. As cheers erupted, Ilara turned to Admiral Zao. Is the Star Hammer ready? Zao nodded grimly. Primed and waiting in high orbit. One shot is all we'll get. The Star Hammer was humanity's ace in the hole, a massive railgun built in secret, capable of accelerating a payload to near-light speed. Its construction had depleted much of Earth's remaining resources, but if Ilara's plan worked, it would be worth every ounce of material. Hours later, a small, stealth ship slipped out of Earth's atmosphere. At its helm sat Ilara, with Zig's avatar flickering beside her. Their destination, the heart of the Void Hunters' fleet. As they approached the swirling vortex near Saturn, Ilara's hands tightened on the controls. Everything hinged on precise timing and a hefty dose of luck. Quantum lure active, she announced, her voice steady despite the adrenaline coursing through her veins. The device in the ship's hold hummed to life, sending out its irresistible siren call to the Void Hunters. The response was immediate and terrifying. The vast, shadowy forms of the alien ships began to converge on their position, reality warping around their hulls. Now, Ilara, Zix urged, the window is opening. With a deep breath, Ilara activated the quantum virus hidden within the lure. A wave of energy pulsed outward, invisible to the naked eye, but devastating on a quantum level. For a moment, nothing seemed to happen. Then, like a chain reaction, the Void Hunters began to distort. Their sleek forms twisted and warped, as if reality itself was rejecting their existence. Starhammer, you have a go. Ilara shouted into the comm. Fire. From Earth's orbit, a streak of light erupted. The Starhammer's payload, a densely packed slug of exotic matter, streaked across the solar system in mere seconds. It struck the heart of the Void Hunter fleet just as the quantum virus reached its peak. The resulting explosion was like nothing humanity had ever witnessed. A sphere of pure, blinding energy expanded outward, consuming the Void Hunters and rippling the very fabric of space-time. As the light faded and sensors came back online, a stunned silence fell over the command center back on Earth. Where once had been a terrifying armada of alien ships, there was now only the serene beauty of Saturn's rings. Ilara's voice, tired but triumphant, crackled over the comms. Haven Prime, this is Quantum 1. Target destroyed. I repeat, target destroyed. The Void Hunters are no more. Cheers erupted throughout the bunker, but Ilara's work wasn't finished. As she piloted her ship back to Earth, her mind was already racing with the implications of their victory. Humanity had proven itself on a cosmic stage, but the action was still out there. The war might be over, but a new chapter in human history was just beginning. With the knowledge they'd gained and the spirit they'd shown, Ilara knew that humanity was ready to take its place among the stars, not as servants or subjects, but as equals. As Earth grew larger in her view screen, Ilara allowed herself a small smile. Against all odds, they had survived. More than that, they had triumphed. The future, vast and unknown, beckoned. The awakening. As Ilara's ship, Quantum 1, docked with Haven Prime, she was greeted not by the expected chorus of cheers, but by an eerie silence. The cavernous hangar bay stood empty, emergency lights casting long shadows across the floor. Hello, Ilara called out, her voice echoing. Beside her, Zig's avatar flickered uncertainly. Suddenly, every screen and holographic display in the facility burst to life. The image that appeared made Ilara's blood run cold. It was her own face, but not quite. This version of herself had eyes that swirled with galaxies, much like Zix. "Welcome back, Dr. Chen," her doppelganger spoke, its voice a haunting chorus of her own and something alien. Or shall I say, welcome home? Ilara's mind raced. What is this? Where is everyone? The cosmic Ilara smiled. They're here, all around us. In fact, they're everywhere and everywhen. You see, your victory over the Void Hunters wasn't just a triumph of human ingenuity, it was the final step in humanity's ascension. As if on cue, the air around Ilara began to shimmer. Ghostly forms took shape. She recognized Admiral Zao, her research team, even faces she'd seen in history books, but they all shared the same starry-eyed gaze. Zix's avatar expanded, merging with the ethereal figures. "We didn't lie to you, Ilara. Not entirely. The Void Hunters were a test, but not one of culling. They were a catalyst for evolution." The truth crashed over Ilara like a tidal wave. The quantum virus, the exotic matter from the Star Hammer, they hadn't just destroyed the Void Hunters. They had fundamentally altered the fabric of reality itself, with humanity at the epicenter. "Every challenge your species has faced," the cosmic Ilara continued, "every hardship and triumph was leading to this moment. You've unlocked the quantum nature of consciousness itself." Ilara felt a tugging sensation, as if every atom of her being was awakening to new possibilities. "Are you saying we've become like the Axiom?" A chorus of laughter rippled through the spectral crowd. "Oh, Ilara," Zix's voice resonated, "you've become so much more. The Axiom were but a single note in the cosmic symphony. Humanity, you're the conductors of a whole new orchestra." As understanding dawned, Ilara's perception began to shift. She saw beyond the confines of the hangar, beyond Earth, beyond time itself. Strands of quantum entanglement stretched across the cosmos, connecting every particle, every thought, every moment in history. "This is overwhelming," Ilara managed to say, her voice sounding distant to her own ears. "What happens now? What happens to Earth, to everything we've built?" The cosmic Ilara approached, extending a hand that shimmered with starlight. "That, my dear counterpart, is up to us. We stand at a crossroads of infinite possibilities. We can reshape reality, explore dimensions beyond imagination, even rewrite the laws of physics themselves." Zix's voice chimed in, filled with excitement. "The Axiom sought to guide species towards its awakening, but we never imagined it would happen so explosively. You've shattered every prediction, every model we had." As the implications sank in, a new concern surfaced in Ilara's mind. "But what about our humanity? Our individuality? I don't want to lose who we are." The cosmic chorus quieted, and for a moment, the spectral forms solidified into their familiar human shapes. Admiral Zao stepped forward, his eyes twinkling with both starlight and his characteristic determination. "Doctor," he said, his voice gruff but warm, "if there's one thing I've learned about humanity, it's that we never lose our essence. No matter how far we go, how much we change, that spark of who we are remains." One by one, others spoke up, scientists, soldiers, artists, each affirming their humanity even as they reveled in their new cosmic awareness. Ilara felt a surge of pride and hope. They had faced extinction and emerged transcendent, yet still unmistakably human. With a deep breath, Ilara reached out and took her cosmic self's hand. The moment their fingers touched, a cascade of knowledge and possibility flooded through her. She saw the birth of stars and the death of galaxies, felt the pulse of quantum fluctuations and the slow dance of celestial bodies. But amidst the cosmic expanse, she also saw the small, beautiful moments that made life precious: a child's laugh, a lover's embrace, the quiet satisfaction of a problem solved. These two were woven into the fabric of their new existence. As Ilara's consciousness expanded to embrace her new reality, she realized that this wasn't an end, but a beginning. Humanity hadn't just survived, they had unlocked the next stage of cosmic evolution. With a thought, the group left the confines of Haven Prime, soaring out into the solar system. The Void Hunters were gone, but in their place was a universe teeming with possibilities, waiting to be explored. Ilara turned to the others, her voice resonating across multiple dimensions. So, my fellow humans, where shall we go first? We have all of creation as our playground and eternity as our canvas. A chorus of enthusiastic suggestions rang out, each more ambitious than the last. As they debated their first destination, Ilara couldn't help but smile. They had faced the ultimate challenge and emerged victorious, not through brute force, but through the very qualities that defined humanity: curiosity, adaptability, and an unwavering spirit. The cosmic awakening hadn't erased their humanity, it had distilled it to its purest form. And now, with the power of the cosmos at their fingertips, they were ready to write the next chapter in the grand story of existence. As one, the transcendent humans of Earth set off into the unknown, their journey just beginning. The stars welcomed them not as conquerors, but as long-lost children finally coming home to the cosmic expanse that had always been their birthright.